Welcome to the Goddess Key Podcast, the show that brings you the keys to unlock your true divine essence with spiritual knowledge, tools, information for your enlightenment and transformation. And now with your host, Lasagna the Goddess. Peace. Good evening. Of course, this is Lasagna with the Goddess Key. Thank you so much for joining me on my evening podcast. And I know it's been quite some time since I've done a podcast, and I do apologize. Of course, I am a parent of two, really three boys, but my oldest son, he's on his own. He's almost 30, so I don't have to worry about him. But I have a son who's going to turn 16 tomorrow and an 8-year-old. And the 16-year-old, he does wrestling, and this is his second year, so I'll be busy with him. And also the 8-year-old has piano, and we're trying to make sure he's ready for the upcoming milestones at the end of the school year. He's in the 3rd grade, so this is like their little pivot point for, I guess, for all school systems to make sure they're on point. So have to do some extra work with him. You know, little boys can be quite a handful sometimes when it comes to schoolwork. And additionally, I have 2 other businesses that I run and work full time, and sometimes it can get quite busy, so I'm not always able to make a podcast when I would like to or whenever Spirit leads me to. And sometimes it's important that I want to bring forth the information that Spirit wants me to share, and just coming up with good information and make sure that things are going to come through clearly and that's going to be a benefit and help to you. It's always important that what is brought forth would be of benefit and not be of any kind of negative impact in your life, because my whole purpose is to help those who hear my voice, to help them evolve and grow and to fulfill their purpose, because sometimes not all spiritual advisors are equal, and we have to make special discernment when we seek out spiritual advisors. So this is what the topic is for tonight, so we're going to get right into it. So spiritual advisors, there is so many people out online that's offering spiritual work, and it may not be their calling. And this is where we have to make good, wise choices about who we seek out for spiritual counseling, advice, mediums, tarot card readers, psychics, you name it, whatever it is dealing with far as metaphysics or in the spiritual world. And for me, I'm not initiated in any type of spiritual system, but I do consider the 2 people that I study from as my godmother and my godfather, even though they are not. It's just a male and a female who Spirit has led me to say, these are the 2 people that I want you to learn from. And you know, I just use that in the terms to say that one is masculine and one is feminine. And I know eventually down the road, I'm sure that I will be initiated in some form or fashion. I just don't know what that is at this particular time. And you see a lot of people online that's offering services, and it's very easy to go to a metaphysics store to get a couple of books and buy tarot cards and buy crystals and buy all kind of divination tools, but it doesn't mean that they have prepared themselves to be able to bring forth the information that Spirit wants to convey through them, because there's a lot that goes into serving people with Spirit. And some people this is their calling. And just like I'm not necessarily a psychic or medium, but I know that I am a teacher. And this was told to me, what I'm doing was told to me several years ago. And it's taken me quite some time to even get to this point to do this. And after so many times it's being said, this is what you need to do, this is what you have to do, then, I became comfortable. It took 3 psychics and for me studying my own natal chart for me to say, okay, you have to do it. This is your calling. If you don't fulfill the purpose, you're going to come back. And I really don't. The earth plane is something else. So, but I'm here and this is what I'm going to do. So I've seen people online. I've seen one gentleman doing readings and he was smoking, and I know how spirit works. And spirit uses your physical body to work through. And the physical body must be strong and it must be at its purest, at the purest state that it can be. And even with my own self, I'm trying to get to that level where they can really work through me. And we're just, people sound good. They sound like they know what they're talking about. And we gravitate towards them because maybe they have a following, they have all these likes, and that's good. But you want to make sure that the information that they're giving you is going to be a benefit and help you evolve and grow, and not something that's going to be devastating and negative in your life. There's another gentleman that reached out to me who, this was several months ago, and he was telling me that his money and everything was had went down. He was having a lot of issues. His business wasn't doing well. And then he went on to say that he had started dating this woman, and and after that's when things started to look really, really bad. So I listened to him go through the whole spiel, and I didn't give him a answer right then, but I had wanted to take time to think about it. So we're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back. Are you looking to have healthy and beautiful skin? The key to healthy skin is at thegoddesskey.com, home of all natural, handcrafted bath and body care products made with the finest oils and butters, like rich shea butter, sunflower oil, which contains antioxidants that help fight free radicals, which accelerates the aging process. Products from the Goddess Key will help balance and moisturize your skin, leaving it soft, beautiful, and healthy. Find the key to healthy skin at thegoddesskey.com. All right, thank you so much. That quick commercial break. And so, as I was saying, this gentleman, he was going through the whole thing about his girlfriend and everything, and I didn't give him an answer right then. I went and thought about it, prayed about it, meditated about it. And this happens quite frequently where we allow people into our life and they block our energy. And he had went to so many psychics, and it was telling him his whole family had a hex. And he had paid so much money. He was telling me the amount of money he had paid. I would estimate it probably came to $5,000 or more, where he was trying to do all of these things to get the hex removed. But at the same time, none of his business or anything was flowing in a proper way. And I told him, I said, I really don't think that's the case, that your whole family has a hex. I think you really need to look at the relationship that you're in and what you can do to move away from it to help your situation. But he was adamant that someone had put a hex on him. And this is where those kind of things can plant seeds in your mind, and it continues to grow, and it could be unhealthy for you and your family. And then we also have brothers and sisters that's on the continent of Africa. They know that a lot of African Americans now are trying to return to the spiritual wisdom, and they're using it to their advantage and telling people they have this and they have that. So we always have to be mindful that making sure that we select the right people by reading, observing, making sure they have good history and before you go letting them advise you on things that can really be devastating in your life. So please join me next week. I'm developing more content, and you all have a great evening. Peace. Thank you for joining me on this week's Goddess Key podcast. Please make sure you visit my website, thegoddesskey.com, where you can subscribe to the show on iTunes, Spotify, and Speaker, so you'll never miss a show. And while you're at it, if you found value in the show, please head over and rate the show on iTunes or Spotify. Also share it via Facebook, Instagram, and all social media platforms for your family and friends. And join me next Saturday evening as we meet on our spiritual journey. Peace.